the draft. Here we go. We'll see if it makes a difference.
Are we going to see some cheese, like Hilda, also a Masha gameplay going to your jungle? You know, okay, we talk about how this entire time Kartis wasn't picking those assassins. Maybe this time Kartis is going to pick the assassins.
Oh, no.
And then we're going to go with the Masha and Hilda combo going into your jungle. The Malaysian treatment, we call it, right?
Welcome you aggressively.
That welcome you aggressively.
Scratches you. It's just, oh my god, I can see that happening, right? Oh, we'll just see right now as Team Hawk are still going to be on the red side. Second pick, the Claw going to be respected here by Echo with the Glue and the Joy. So Yves still up for grabs right now. Valentina, Kaja.
Correct.
Carry, Kaja, Grok, you have all this. Grok is actually just banned.
Eve.
Fanny, Farmis, yeah, all these different choices available on the map.
Something's got to give.
Something gotta give, yeah.
It's just one ban for Hawk, but again, their consolation is they get 2 picks on the swing back.
Maybe they don't ban either. Yeah, exactly, right? Maybe they don't ban any of the character we just mentioned.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, the one was carry.
I agree. That, I mean, Benny on the carry, just, I don't want to see it anymore. It's too good, right? Echo picks up the Yves. Kaja let go. A hero that can actually cancel out the real world inflation with that suppression.
And this is also really smart because Wafri picked the Eve. Even though Kaja's still up, but we haven't seen much Kaja from Team Hawk because that's not their playstyle, right? We know how much they love the frontline initiators, the early game supports like Chow, right? Like Hilda to go into your jungle. Now Kaja is really good in lane to harass and poke you, but not really good at invading your jungle.
I agree. And considering Yaoi can just pick up the Cho, I think right now Hawk needs to stay true to why they were able to win the last game. Pick up the Cho, take it away from Yaoi, force him on another, maybe even a Kufra here. That's exactly what they go for.
Oh no. You give Gary his Ling and then Min his Cho. Now how does Echo answer back?
Kaja.
They pick up the Kaja. Where do they put it? It seems like with the Yuzhong and the Eve, it's like Echo is still, again, which is something that we've seen happen a lot here in this Best of 5 series. They're learning and they're taking things from the previous games for better or for worse.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is not the comfort. It's not something that we expected. Obviously, Stanford has been on Yuzhong and has been performing steadily, but it's not the Grok Stanford that we know. It's not a Benedetta Stanford that we know. So this is something that they're drafting meta. They're drafting that make a lot of sense. But again, are they drafting themselves into a corner that they can hardly climb out of?
Well, we'll see. Because right now, it's the last pick for the first phase for Team Hawk. They've gone for a lot of crazy third picks. But this time around with the Ling and the Cho, I think securing a gold laner and then banning out Benny QT will be a very solid option. No. They're anticipating a carry jungler from Carl.
Now you wonder, where is the Hilda and the Cho gonna go? Min has to play one of them. I am suspecting an XP lane Hilda.
Wow.
It's one of the only options. I mean,
or Mid-Chow.
Mid-Cho, XP Cho. We haven't seen XP Cho in a long time, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Gold lane Cho?
It can all happen. I mean, the meta, again, is all about flex. We've seen the middle and the kind today, right? Chow in mid, you can get something that's really aggressive in the early game. Comfort, we're talking about man play utility mid lane mages anyways, right? So if you get something like really early game that didn't need a lot of farm, maybe even Julian, that might be too ambitious, to be honest. But if you get Selena, stuff like that, and just get Chow to level 4, it can be really strong at the first turtle fight. Again, that aligns with entire Team Hack's playstyle.
Yeah, we haven't seen Selena nor a few of the other heroes
Julian.
that could complement this mid lane Cho. So with that being said, we look to the bans to see exactly what these teams are planning. There goes the Martis, there goes the Valentina.
I think they're going to go for either an Akai ban or I think Akai just I don't know why, okay? Because if you look at the composition, they just want to dive in. They don't want to face something like an Akai in the jungle. They would much rather have something like a Fredrin or just a carry jungler. That would just be the best case scenario for Team Hawk. But they're still respecting the Kufra. They're still thinking that the Kaja can be flexing in the jungle, so that's why. But now it's all done, right? Yaoi not going to get the comfort pick.
Yeah, the interesting thing is they're banning like this because everything can flex. Right, Kaja can go jungle. The next thing you know, you're gonna have, and we're talking about Cartesi playing to the team now, right? So
Yeah. That's not it. There is history of Benny Cutie playing a gold lane Yu Zhong. So
Ooh.
maybe that's the next level. Maybe that's the next layer here of Echo adjusting to this best of one meta in this current VO5. But again, I think that they might be overthinking if they do that, because now it's Team Hawk who's having them on tilt. It's like, so where's this Cho gonna go? Where's this Hilda gonna go? Can confirm though, not a gold lane Cho. There's the Beatrix.
here we go. The Beatrix pick coming out for the side of Team Echo. Are they gonna pick some carry now this time for the jungle? Oh, it's
Fredrin.
Brody and Fredrin. So very standard picks to the meta. Actually, a tank jungler into a hyper carry marksman on the gold lane.
It's pretty scary now for
Yeah.
Echo, because in the later stage, they're going to have to rely 100% or just 80% towards the Yve. Brody needs to snowball early, and look at the composition. Team Hawk's going to have a lot of early pressure to try to negate that Brody in lane. If Beatrix, or they could just swap.
Again, the Malaysian
Malaysian
switch.
swap.
Yeah.
But the same thing is Echo is well prepared for that, right? We've seen that in game 1. You know, like obviously, actually it was game 2. I think that was the Malaysian switch first showed up, and then they prepared it really well. So you can see the last pick right here. What is it going to be?
The choice is mine.
The Xavier.
Wow.
So now the only real question is Rome Hilda or Rome Cho?
Wait. Okay. There you go.
Rome Hilda.
XP Cho, Rome
Yep.
Hilda.
All right.
There you go. There's your answer.
You always want to put Min on a hero that really just, you know, gets vision, gets in your opponent's faces. Make sure that Gary gets the carry.
Yeah. Is it going to be a damage Chow in the EXP lane or a hybrid, you think?
I think just full tank at this point. It's
Or-
still going to be full tank.
Or the emblem could define.
True. We'll see what emblem he goes for, right? If he goes for damage, I guess he's trying to just burst the Yve down or the Brody. But if he goes for tank, it's a bit more reliable when it comes down to the long team fights. Just, again, we're seeing the support coming in from both of the teams. Tennis Indoor Sanayan for both Echo and Team Hawk. Let's give it up one more time before we get into the decider. Back to a best of one. Game number 5 in the Land of Dawn.
Look at the start here
Welcome
for
to
Gary.
Mobile Legends.
Gonna start up his purple. Same for Carl Teasy. But again, Min just, at this point, Echo just knows that this is how Min is gonna play this Hilda.
Yeah. And I gotta give the draft actually to Team Hawk for picking up Xavier in the end. If you look at the entire side of Team Echo, who's gonna get on this Xavier?
Zong.
Yeah, sure, you don't, but you have to go through a lot of vision, right? Because you know exactly where Yuzhong's coming. You have Hilda, you have Chow, who's not gonna lose lane that much. So if Yuzhong's gonna be rotating, Chow's gonna tell his team, hey, by the way, there's a dragon coming your way, so be prepared.
I guess at that point they're just hoping that Sanford, again, makes the wrong call and is just left with nothing. Because that happens. We've seen that happen many times in this series so far.
They did swap, by
They
the way.
swap. Yep.
But I don't think it's a good lane for the Beatrix up against the Yu Zong. You can already see it. And in the gold lane, Benny is actually going to be able to dish out some damage back in. Lola losing on the trade despite having a 2v1.
You know, the swap philosophy is very, very interesting right here, because Beatrice, again, is going to fall behind in the lane, because Team Farm as well, compared to the Brody. But the thing about this game is Brody late game is going to be much less scarier compared to Beatrix, right? Because Beatrix, after you get those 3 core items, the Cauldron Size, the DHS, the Golden Staff, he's going to one-shot the Frederick.
Yeah, so it's going to come to
Here
Team
we
Hawk
go.
maybe making the decision to switch up like they did previously in the series, right? They do the Malaysian switch to start, and then they eventually course correct. We'll see if that same call happens here. Something else to note, the lack of gold in the early phase that the Beatrix will suffer might be worse given that it's a weapons master Beatrix.
Absolutely. Now, first hurdle's coming up, and it seems like Team Hawk, again, has better map control in this area. Look at Hilda.
Well, they are playing for that XP lane because of Panda, so they will have a little bit more room to play with. But look at the invade right now with Divine Judgment popped in. Gary finds the top of the blaze, gets out, is able to actually secure the purple buff despite having that invade onto him. And Echo just moved back. Call TZ doesn't have the retribution. Gary doesn't have it too, but they're still trying to go for the turtle.
You'll say no harm, no foul, but that might be what they're setting up for. The ult and the lack of retribution. Here comes the Black Dragon form.
no contest for Team HAQ.
It's clean.
It's just clean, you know? It's just a contest up top, though. That's the Petrify and Furious Dive.
Oh.
Panda losing a whole lot of HP as Min jumps in, trying just to dish out a bit more damage with Ultimate 2. That's the Dawning Light coming through, not able to connect Sanford with a very good sidestep. And it's still Echo grasping onto that 500 gold lead.
Ooh, TikTok Live Carnival for the M4
Carnival.
playoff. Come to TikTok and cheer for M4. Not only have exclusive custom skins, you also have a bunch of other stuff to make sure you show up.
Yep, and again, thanks to Gang. Dave, what do you feel about that first major rotation with the Turtle? Right before Echo makes a play, can they get it?
Oh, Divine Judgment brings Man over to his own turret there. Lola actually gonna be able to find a Ji Kundo, and that's gonna be the Dawning Light securing first blood. Gary still onto Benny. That's gonna be stun coming in by Benny. Gary with the Phantom Blades is able to actually cancel it out. Gets the kill down. Lola flickering out, taken low, but he is safe. 2 for 1. Team HAQ with the better value.
They definitely traded. Now getting the Brody taken down. Brody's strong early game. If you kind of stop that momentum and allow BH to safely farm, that's going to be really good. Look him in though. Just being a nuisance to the entire side of Echo. I got to say the first rotation for the entire side of Echo is pretty smart. They made it the jungle, take the blue away. Look at the damage.
Did they succeed?
From Savior.
Oh yeah, no, that's Gary.
Yep.
Let's grab that purple.
Carl TZ was actually able to secure it, yeah? Against Gary here, who didn't have the retribution on time. Again, in this game, it does feel like Team HAQ are getting a lot of kills, and I do feel like for the Beatrix, it's not gonna be an XP lane Beatrix the entire game. It's just gonna be the XP lane Beatrix up until the 5th minute. Then they're gonna swap.
At the 5th minute though, the gold cards and the XP cards, they don't exist anymore. So again, I think it really was the intention to win the lane.
Yep.
And so far, they're making it there, but they're not converting to much because again, the major objectives are going to Echo.
Yes, I mean, and Echo's playing really smart again in this game, right? Their rotation, they're playing the HAQ game in a sense, where taking aggressive to your own jungle, taking lane's jungle. No lane's weak in jungle, have to use the retry just to secure objectives. You can now, because of the early play from Carl TZ, from Team Echo, now Ling is forced to not contest any objectives, but to go to the other side to steal scraps, really, right? 1 or 2 small camps.
Slowly but surely, they're starving Gary, and it may seem like Echo, 5 minutes in, found their way back into the series.
Here in the mid lane, you can already see some damage being placed down, but Carl TZ on the Fredrin, he can just soak that damage in. Min and Gary will not be able to actually dish out as much as Carl TZ sustains, especially when he's already he's very tanky now actually. Steals the purple buff away, and like you mentioned, Gary is not getting a say in the game right now. Divine Judgment pulling Min back. That's the real world revelation popped in as well. Gary, with the time of the blades, isn't able to dish out as much damage as he would want to.
Yep, and all this time, THQ making the most of it. Panda was pushing up top. That's a tier 1 going down.
And that's very important tier 1. We saw this happen in the previous game where tier 1 top happened, and then it's tier 1 bottom, but here go Minlay.
Beautiful cancel for that Way the Dragon, man. It was looking bad, but wait. Carl TZ solo? 1v1, Panda taken down in the XP lane as Gary looks for a trade here. Oh, that's the cutoff. Yaoi finding the sandwich maneuver, holding on. No, doesn't have the Divine Judgment actually. Gary gets out with the Finch Poise.
Oh, here we go. The split push meta from HAQ now. You know, actually, a little bit of uncharacteristic from each side. They're playing each other's game in a sense, right? We know Echo to be the split push, but now it's the other side from HAQ. They're playing Ling. Oh, here we go. Yaoi, he does have the ultimate, does have the flicker though.
Not enough damage between the 3 of them down there. And it's impressive how Carl TZ has gotten to this level, right?
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, stealing things away as much as he could from Gary. And yeah, Sanford so far did so well to keep Panda down mom. And now here's the eventual course correction. And Carl TZ is not letting go, man.
Oh, here we go.
Lola able to find the Way the Dragon, but the Petrify connects Sanford in the 2v1 right now. Lola still able to knock him up. Temper the Blades as well, but the sustainability of Sanford is dealing so much right now. Lola gonna be caught, has the Shunpu, gets out, but Sanford is outplayed in 2v1. Sanji rotating, picking up a kill. The Sand combo, as that's gonna be Lola knocking Sanji up. Sanji still looking for the skill shot right now as Lola tries his best. The sidestep, the Sand duo picks up a double.
And that's why Sanji plays carry mid. He's so accurate on everything he does. Look at this pinpoint accuracy on skill 1 here. Oh, flicker from Yaoi coming to the middle.
And that's Yaoi backing off the damage from the Dawning Light and from Min, just poking him back.
All right, so already we can say clearly Echo ahead. And look at this, 4v1. Can Kyle TC survive?
Oh, yes, he can. The Appraiser's Wrath gets him the HP back, but not for long. Not long enough for the other members to come through, but Sanji wants revenge. Man is down, and Echo are still holding on to the lead, even forcing more from Team HAQ.
That's a man down. I was just about to say before the Saver, bit the dust, there is some signs of life from Team HAQ, despite being down about 4K here, 8 minutes in. Man is their late game insurance policy. The fact that he can defend from anywhere and help open up the map alongside Gary could be their ticket into staying in the upper bracket.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. I mean, yes, right now the way is going towards Echo. Here comes Steel Play though.
Oh, Sanji's actually going to be the one engaging here.
Man.
The real world, oh my god, it almost just takes Man down! Benny with the flicker! And Lola with Way the Dragon, but it's only onto Yaoi. A misplay here as it's Man down again.
You were saying, Dave.
Oh, I was just saying that late game, that Team HAQ might have the late game insurance to actually make a comeback. But right now, because the play the entire set of Echo's making, it doesn't seem like the insurance is going to do much.
And so far, Echo has not let go. Again, for the longest time in the series, game 3 and 4, Echo was down. Now they are back in the driver's seat, 5K ahead. Gary already making a cut deep up top, but that's not going to stop Echo from taking this tier 2 turret. Echo is feeling it. They're not going to the lower bracket. They have recovered, but Team HAQ, it's not too late just yet.
Yeah, they need a few minutes for Team HAQ though. Right now, Beatrice is not online yet. You can see even though she was there in the team fight, but she couldn't do significant enough damage in a short period of time. And look how tanky entire Echo is, right? Yaoi is tanky, Kartiz is tanky, even Sanji, you know, as the one of the tankiest mages, should I say, in the entire game. I mean, this gotta go to like, what, 15 minutes at this point in order for Team HAQ to stay in this game.
For a chance even to think about it, right?
Yes.
So how do they stay alive for 15 minutes? Well, number one, yes, continue cutting the lanes. Because again, at least Gary's making a leeway, took that tier 1 down bottom. But that aside, maybe defend from the base. I'm wondering what Man has built so far. Last we checked, I think, he had 2 major items, right? The Enchanted Talisman and the Clock of Destiny. Because that's going to be the major difference. At least Team HAQ has good wave clear.
They do. Bennett plus Xavier, plus also, I don't know if I want to say a solid front line, right? They have Min, and they also have, oh, that's a damage show, by the way, right? So I don't know about the front line, man. That's going to be Divine Judgment, pulling Man back, and that's not what you want if you're Team HAQ. Exactly what you want if you're Echo. They're going onto the base. That's so much damage.
They want to end.
Onto Man. And once again, Gary's going to fall. Benny is massive.
GG!
Echo end the game. They recover and they secure it in a best of 5. 3-2. They send Team HAQ to the lower brackets.
What's going on in the crowd? More than just the team members of Echo. It looks like our audience here in Sinayan are all in. Echo goes through, staying in the upper bracket while dropping Team HAQ into the lower bracket to fight for tournament life.
What a series. The first full best out of 5 series. Are we going to see this again in the entire upper bracket? Team Echo, this game, even though the Gib held up, but they played their own game. They played aggressive with the Fredrin and the Brody, the full dive, they're committed to the textbook style, and look what it has done.
It's been a while since I've seen a Brody that welcomes the aggression, that actually knows its job, because usually when you pick a Brody, it's because the opponent has picked a Ling or a Hayabusa to try and stop it, or like a Lancelot. But here, it looked like Benny Cutie understood that he was a mobile turret. He knew that as long as I win my lane, Carl and I guess Sanji at this point can just win everywhere else.
The second Gary lost the purple buff, I think it was just really tough for Team HAQ. Their composition was really banking on the fact that Gary is able to at least scale properly, right? Get to those item power spikes. But the reverse sweep is denied by Echo as they walk back here. You can see them on the stage, loud and proud.
That's the victory march. by the runner-ups from MPL Philippines. The return of Carl TZ to the world stage. Took a while, was a long way around to their winning ways, but still, I mean, how often can you say that in a single day of competition, as a jungler, you were able to play, what, about 4, 5 different heroes? That's just the way Echo plays. Mirko, Assassin Dave, and Leo from the desk, it's been an honor. Let's throw it over to our analysts. Trex, how's it going?
Leo, it is going great, and as you can see on episode 5 of the Caster Analysis Desk, Gideon and Wolf are finishing things up here. But what a finish to that series, our first best of 5, and hopefully of many more to come. Gideon, how you feeling over there? Short? Low?
Pretty low, honestly. It doesn't feel good. It was very close to a comeback, but it just did not happen. Just didn't happen, man.
You're supposed to be the tall one on the desk.
Yeah, you know, they have forced it to a game number 5, and you're gonna have to hand it to Team Hack. Even in game number 5, it was pretty much conditional for Echo. I still felt that that draft could have gone in favor of Team Hack if they went to the late game. Unfortunately, the snowball was there coming out from Echo.
Most definitely. Now we are going to take a look at these items. Echo did finish it off 11-4. So in the end, Team Hawk is broken down, Gideon.
Well, I mean, starting things off, obviously we have to talk about, you know, the lane swaps. Eventually, it's going to come to a point where people are going to figure out what exactly is going to happen. It was expected in this match, and Echo, well, not even Echo, Team Hawk, the early prediction to try and go for the Hilda so early on, going in almost blind, that was a bold move.
Yeah, and to me, when I look at the heroes that we have, it's almost a classic dichotomy of early game composition versus a late game composition. Echo, they gambled. They went it for the Brody as their last pick in combination with their Yu Zhong and the Fredrin because they want to end the game earlier on. For Team Hack, it was a classic. Beatrix and Savior, they can defend the base up until the latter portions if they do get a little bit of an opening in the early stages. Echo disallowed that, and that meant that they were able to control the tempo of the game. That will not favor Team Hack.
I mean, and look at the damage from Sanji.
Yeah.
Look at the team fight participation. Definitely a huge thing. And I was a little bit worried about Benny Cutie picking up that Brody, but once again, Benny Cutie shows up, helps out his team. That final flicker play right there
cool.
with the torn apart memories, that was a salt in the wound.
All right, you can stop ripping on me already. I get it. We lost the game. It hurts, but, you know, Benny QT couldn't have played it more perfectly. And we were even discussing this prior, that we probably wanted to see Brody with something with a little bit more scaling, with at least Weapon Master.
Yeah.
But we didn't even see that. Killing Spree was more than enough.
Yeah, because they kind of relied on the fact that in the early stages you have the Kaja, the damage out, but the Fredrin, you saw how tanky he is. And I think at this time, they have activated Sanji. The casters also talked about this. If Sanji is playing his comfort picks, he's playing the killer mage style, all of those big burst nook mages, you are going to see Sanji just having the killer instinct, and it was activated in that game.
I think one of the most important things to pull away from this whole series, though, is that we can't count Malaysia out, right? We can't count Team Hawk out. They're not going to the lower bracket. They're going back to the comeback bracket. So there still is an opportunity there. But Echo has definitely asserted their dominance against the first team.
Look, you're just
Gideon,
making me
lower and lower.
I'm just getting lower and lower here. The more you're inciting it, it feels like Caster Curse is real. The moment I felt excited, the glimpse of hope, it's just snatched away.
But then again, it's not, if you're looking at Team Hack, I think there's a lot of like standout performances. Gary, all throughout the series, was phenomenal. However, in just this last game, it's just, Echo just played a different game as compared to the previous 2 games that they lost. Surely they don't have the grok and the carry as they did in games 1 and 2. But in game number 5, they completely flipped the switch. They wanted to rely on the late game potential of both Benny QT as well as Sanji. This time, they completely just relied on their early game. And this is something that the Team Hack might not have been prepared about.
Honestly, I do think there is a little bit of a repeat, especially when we're thinking about like game 3 in particular, where we do see the Eve once again on Sanji. His positioning overall is just, it catches you off guard. It feels like he's moving one step ahead, and by the time Team Hawk catch up to the idea, it's way too late.
Most definitely. Now we are going to be taking a look at this heat map. This will be the heat map for the man Sanji himself, and just such a proactive mid laner all over the map in just the first 5 minutes, not hunkered down in the middle.
If you were watching the growth of the heat map, because we're not going to see it progress, but the first few rotations of Sanji was onto the gold lane, in fact. So what they wanted to activate here is the fact that they wanted to clear the waves in the middle as soon as possible and then rotate into the gold lane so that they can help BONIC to kind of get a little bit of an advantage, or at least fend off the growth of the Beatrix, which we know is a late game hero. So what they did is to find the dents in the armor of Team HAQ and then abuse it.
I mean, that's not all. If we jump into the highlights, once we get past that laning phase, he's immediately making an effect towards many QT's lane to make sure that he gets further ahead than Panda. And honestly, despite the lane swap, things worked out quite well. And even the individual outplays just bought extra bits of time, speeding up, a catalyst even, to push for that game end.
And not only that, but Sanford, I mean, with Sanford did such an amazing job here. And one of the other clutch picks I think that came from Echo here was that Kaja stopped the lane from jumping in, stopped Gary from being as aggressive as maybe he wanted to here.
And this time the Sansan Tandem has been activated. I mean, we were hyping about this duel. They outplayed Team HAQ in certain occasions. We also are going to see like the snowball, the fact that Echo, like sharks, like the orcas that they are, they smell blood and they never let go. They hunted down Team HAQ and not make